All right, this is SSL Family Dad with Simple Sustainable Living, and today we're talking about starting fresh with our kitchen garden. All right guys, so we moved into this new house. You remember how much time we spent on our old raised beds and all the stuff we had at our old house. Every year we added more, and we were taking advantage of all the little flower beds and areas. Well, they have no gardens here at the new house. There's no gardening areas. There's no old gardens that we found, no nothing. So we're starting over. There are some like flower bed areas and stuff in these. This is our detached garage and then our house over here. So there are some areas here and along the house here we can utilize in between the bushes and things to grow vegetables. But what we want to do is we're going to start over with a kitchen garden. So the kitchen garden basically is going to be just that. It's a garden just for us. But we have absolutely nothing, and so instead of doing raised beds this year, I just have too many projects going on. I'm going to try a traditional garden out in this area. It's going to be kind of a traditional garden. It'll be a combination of some other methods that we've talked about before. But there's quite a bit of area here. So we've got a south-facing, our sun up here, actually more up above us directly in the summertime. So we get a lot of sun out here, probably about 10 hours of sun, 8 to 10 hours of sun. Nice area as far as sun is concerned. We've got this little shed, a little broken down shed over here. We got to fix the door and stuff on, but that's a great space for all of our gardening supplies and things like that. And so we're gonna do some landscaping. We're gonna make a whole garden in here. And start fresh. We're going to be starting over here. I may do some raised beds next year in this area or something like that, but this year we're just going to go rogue, go traditional gardening style. So there's a lot of work to be done here, and I'm going to cover that in another video, like how we're prepping and preparing this whole garden space. And I'm going to take you guys along for what we're doing and how we're doing it and why we're doing it, based on what we've learned over the last 5-6 years of suburban gardening. And we're going to take that a lot of what we learned and apply that here. So the biggest thing that you need to think about when you're starting off gardening is when you're planting your garden and starting your garden fresh is what you're going to plant, how much of each plant, and that's going to determine the seeds that you're going to be starting indoors and what you're going to direct sow. Now this varies widely depending on where you live, but any of us here in the northern climate, we definitely have to start things inside, especially your longer season crops like melons and pumpkins and even sunflowers and things like that. Tomatoes especially are good to start inside. What I generally do is I look at the back of the seed packets. Whatever has a maturity date of 90 days or more, that's what I want to start inside. I know that I've got June, July, and August of good growing season here in Michigan. So anything that requires 90 days, as long as I get it in the ground in May, sometime mid-May, and it germinates around June, I can grow into September if I need to with that kind of stuff. But anything that requires 100, 120 days, you're really pushing it with your harvest. Plus you're going to get a lot more out of them if you start them ahead of time. So the thing to remember with starting seeds indoors is that you don't need much. A lot of people go out and spend a whole lot of money on grow lights and other stuff that you just don't need. There's a couple things that you can use that you may have around already. What you want to remember is that the most important thing is not necessarily the lights when you're starting inside, it's the warmth. The temperature is what germinates the seeds. Remember, the seeds are under the soil. Well, they should be. You're burying seeds under the soil. So in nature, when seeds fall down, they get covered over the year. They freeze throughout the winter a lot of times, and they're sitting there, they're covered by, just a little bit of silt, a little bit of soil. The thing that starts them germinating is the warmth. That warm sun and those temperatures get in a certain range. The sun hits the soil, it warms them up during the day, and that's what cues those seeds to start to germinate. It's not the light, it's the warmth. And so you can use anything that can provide warmth. So if you want to put a heater, electric heater underneath the table and get that table warmed up and then put your trays on there, you can germinate seeds. Germinate in front of a window with good sunlight during the day that will warm them up. The DIY LED and CFL grow lights that I have built, and I'll put links to those up here in the card system. I built 2 different grow lights, and I have a third one planned. I have the LED grow lights, 2 different versions of them, And then in my CFL light, I'm actually using some just LED bulbs. I'm not even using CFLs in it anymore, and a heat lamp. Those heat bulbs that you use for, you know, help warming up animals or starting baby chicks or anything like that, those bulbs will work perfect. Hang it over, put it in a desk lamp, you know, or whatever you need to do to warm up your seed trays and get things started. You don't even need to buy seed trays. I have a couple that I've purchased this year, but just because we're kind of disorganized after the move. But you can use those trays, and I have some starting right now that I've started seeds in, that I've used those like vegetable trays that you get, you know, for parties and stuff like that. You get those mixed vegetable trays. They have the clear top on them. Cake trays that round cakes come in, and square cakes, they have a clear top. Anything that has that clear top, you can create that greenhouse effect. Use containers, sour cream containers, butter containers, whatever you have, you can use those. You can put saran wrap over the top and create a clear kind of area where the light can get in and you warm up that soil and start that germination. So, you know, you do want to cover them, you do want to create that greenhouse effect, but, you know, there's so many ways to start seeds inside. When do you start seeds? Well, it really depends on your climate. You need to look at your last frost date, and that's something I'm actually going to go into in the next homestead box. And I'll put a link when I have that posted, but there's a slider that came with that box. And of course you can look it up on the internet as well, but the slide rule tool that they have, you can put it to your region, your area, and it'll tell you your last frost date. You want to start seeds, you know, 6, 4, 2 weeks before your average last frost date. For us, ours is about May 15th to May 20th. So we generally start April 15th to the end of April, somewhere in there. That's when we like to start our seeds here. I got a little bit of a late start this year, but a late start is better than no start at all. So that's what we're doing here. You know, we've got all of our seeds started in one little 8-foot table downstairs in the basement. It doesn't take up that much space. I haven't spent a lot of money on equipment and things like that, but we have over probably 160, 170 plants down there in just that little area. A lot of stuff you're going to direct sow: potatoes, onions, peas, beans, corn, even sunflowers, a lot of your herbs, and a lot of the kind of spread seed type stuff. All your leafy greens, your kales, your lettuces, all that kind of stuff, carrots. All those things are going to be started right in the ground once you're ready anyway, so that you don't really have to worry about. So there's a lot of different information out there when it comes to seeds. So what type of seeds do you get? Non-GMO and heirloom and organic and all these other things. Really what you want to focus on is heirloom. Heirloom seeds just means that it's a plant that's been around, I can't remember the criteria, but so many years it has grown without any type of hybridization, any type of mixing of strains. And it also means that if you have an heirloom seed, that the plant you're going to be growing with that, you can then harvest the seeds from that plant, from the fruit that it produces, and save some of those aside and grow those, and they will grow the same thing again. With a hybrid, you have to be careful. You never know what you're going to get and all that stuff. So you want to stick with heirloom seeds. Hands down, the best source of seeds that I have found is M.I. Gardner. M.I. Gardner is a local Michigander. He's here in Michigan also. Has an extremely awesome and resourceful YouTube channel. I will link in the description as well in the comments. I've been following him for years. He has so much information on gardening. He knows his stuff, and he does an excellent job of sharing really useful information. So check his YouTube channel out. A few years ago, he started a seed company as well, and he I tell you what, the seeds that I've gotten from him last year and this year have so far outperformed as far as germination rates and germination times, growth and all that kind of stuff. They've just been great seeds. Not only are these the best seeds that I found, they're by far the cheapest seeds that I found. 99 cents a packet, guys, for just about every seed he has on his site. You actually get a discount. I'll give you guys a link. The link will be in the comments as well as the description again for the seed store. I know it's a little bit late this year, but there's still lots of time to plant things, and if you haven't gotten started yet, there's plenty of time to order seeds and do all your direct sow and even start some stuff inside for us in the north here. But 99 cents a packet, guys, and he's got a huge selection of seeds. all kinds of different things, anything you can think of just about on his site. And so I encourage you guys to check it out. Even if you're not looking at buying right now, check out his site. It's really cool. He's got a lot of information. I love the seed planting instructions on his site. He's got great descriptions of, you know, what the stuff is used for and all that kind of thing. So awesome resource, guys. Check it out. Use the link down below. You get a 10% discount on the seeds, so you actually only pay 90 cents a packet for them, which is even better, right? So that is pretty much it for this episode. I just wanted to touch base with you guys and share what we're doing to get ready for a kitchen garden this year. I am super excited. This is a huge space compared to what we had in the suburban lot, and next year we're going to even go bigger and do some stuff that we're going to be selling and things like that. So this is just our plot. This is the food we're going to eat and can and preserve and stuff like that. But man, am I excited to get things growing. I'm going to start up indoor growing as well. I've got my lights out and down there, and I've got some more LED light stuff coming on the way if any of you guys are interested in that. We're going to do some comparisons and growing and stuff like that inside as well. So questions or comments, guys, follow or throw them down below. If you'd like to follow along, hit that subscribe button, and make sure you guys hit that bell next to subscribe if you haven't already. That will make sure that you get notified when I post new videos. There's a little bell for you mobile users down there at the bottom, and if you do it on YouTube on your computer, you can click next to the subscribe button for the little bell as well. So as always, guys, thanks for watching. Have a good one.